our Speech 151 final, we were assigned 11 questions. So I'm going to start with the first one. What skills did you expect to gain from this class besides the required credit or grade? So from this course, I expected to gain confidence in my speaking and improve my eye contact while speaking. I believe that I have gained a lot of self-confidence in my speaking in front of others and along with presenting the confidence in my speeches as well. My eye contact is a work in progress, but I feel that I greatly improved from speech to speech, especially in our weekly forum posts. The second question is, please list and define terms, concepts from the interpersonal communication chapters that you will apply to your specific interpersonal communication interactions in the future. Please give at least 2 specific examples. So the first one I chose was attraction and interest. It is a concept that I believe I can use more in my communication between others. It means to show more interest in what is going on around you and to be more positive about it. So if somebody was to make me something to eat and I said, "Oh, it's not bad," instead of saying, "Oh, it tastes good," it would be more negative and it would show a lack of interest. I will work on being more interested in my surroundings and being positive in situations. Another term that I chose is inferential statements instead of using opinionated statements. So inferential statements are conclusions that are made from evidence, specifically journal articles posted by professionals, and then opinion statements are just opinionated, and I tend to be highly opinionated, and I feel that this will help me in my communication in the future. The third question is, please describe your strongest presentation of the 3 individual speeches and the qualities that made it your strongest. Please describe one of your classmates' speeches that you felt was the strongest and why. Critique each using terms and concepts from the public speaking chapters and class discussions. So I believe that my strongest presentation was my second informative speech. I feel that it was the strongest due to the large amount of information that I researched for my topic. It flowed well with my transitions, and I showed all of the positive effects of consuming chocolate. I also feel that I chose a good topic to get people interested before showing my main points. As for my peer strongest speech, I felt that the informative speech performed by Kayla Lamberson on sharks was very intriguing. I felt that it was very informative and she performed it very well while maintaining her eye contact and posture while she was on a moving boat. I learned a lot about why sharks are in danger and why sharks are important to us and how to report any harm to sharks that we see. She also used words as we, which is great because it makes it relative to her and her audience, and it makes them feel connected. The fourth question is, what organization pattern did you use to organize your interview speech? For my interview speech, I chose the organization of topic order. I saved my important points for last and just general information in the beginning to kind of draw my audience into listening about how Tori Fleming loves her job. I was able to relate it to my job now also. I found this organization the easiest for my topic because it did not have a time, order, or reasons. It made my speech flow a little bit better than if I were to have started off with how she worked for Hollister in 2012 and how she got there in 2018. Question number 5. What method of informing did you use in your informative speech? Please define the method of informing you used and describe the specific techniques you used during your speech to let audience know your method of informing. So for my informative speech, I chose the method of explaining. I explained all of the many health benefits of consuming chocolate and how it improved health and diseases versus causing them. For this speech, I did a lot of research and reviewed many medical journals created by doctors on the topic before I informed my audience. I wanted to appeal to emotion for my audience and relate to something that could help potentially save their lives and live longer. For number 6, what techniques did you use to get your audience to actuate your persuasive speech? By type of proposition, desired outcome, or directness approach. I chose the persuasion as interactive. During my persuasive speech on trying to get my audience to work out for 30 minutes daily, I did have my husband come up and do a few jumping jacks to get his heart going. It was not 30 minutes, but I did go ahead and list many other alternatives that my audience and I could do together so that we could all benefit from the 30-minute workout daily. For number 7, how has your public speaking skills improved over the course of this term? My public speaking has greatly improved over this course. I have more confidence in my speaking, and each speech had more and more detail and helped improve the quality. I also felt that each speech was easier to perform in front of my audience due to the improved confidence. For example, my first speech took about 25 redos, and my final speech was filmed on the first try. Second speech was somewhere in between those, so I felt like it got easier even though my work got more in depth and nerve-wracking with all the information I had to display. The next question is, what did your instructor write were your strengths? What did your classmates say that you did well consistently? My instructor said that my strength was my eye contact. In my first speech, I did not use notes, so it was easier to maintain my eye contact. I did realize that once I started doing more research on my speeches, I relied on notes more for citing and stating correct information. What was the theme in your areas of improvement from the instructor? Did you work on those things from speech to speech? How? The theme for areas of improvement were my visual aids for my graded speeches. I passed around a picture of what Tori Fleming does in her store, for example. I did work on my visual aids. I purchased a chocolate bar. I had my husband do jumping jacks. Just to show what aerobic exercise is and just give examples. What did you think you could have done better in your performance? I feel that I could have put more thought into my visual aids for every speech. I just was unsure of how to get them in without revolving my whole speech around one visual aid. And what are your personal and professional goals for the future? Please give an example of a time you think you may have to do an individual and/or group presentation. How does the information you learned in this class have heuristic value? How can you use this information to help you improve your public speaking opportunities in the future? I have goals to go to graduate school after I complete my bachelor's degree, and I know that at some point I will need to do more class speeches in front of peers and in front of a board for entering or even just for a job position. I've learned that performing a speech in front of people is not the end of the world, and if I put my mind to it, I can do it. Thank you.